what is going on, everybody? I don't know if you guys can hear me, but let me know how it is. Let me see something. Okay, now I know. Hold up, guys. Sorry about that. It's because the audio always. Let me see. Hold up, everybody. Sorry about that. Let me just check if you guys can actually hear me. 1 second. Okay. All right, you guys should be able to hear me. Just wanted to make sure. So everybody, good evening. Throwback in the chat. I know, sorry about that yesterday. I was going to go live, but then just got kind of too busy. It was a long day, but we are live now. Talking Golden State here. The Warriors, man, have now finally made their signings all official. Everything's good. No need to panic here. We're going to talk about it. Jonathan Kuminga, Seth Curry, DeAnthony Melton, and Al Horford. So let me make sure I have the tweets all pulled up real quick, just because I didn't have time to really prepare right here. Just wanted to go live right away because I know I had you guys waiting. So let me see. All right, so let's get into it. Again, Jonathan Kuminga agreeing to a 2-year contract with the Golden State Warriors instead of taking that qualifying offer. He is going to agree to a 2-year, $48.5 million contract to return to the Golden State Warriors. His agent Aaron Turner told ESPN. Now, the deal has a team option, and so basically it could be ripped apart and renegotiated next summer if that's by the Warriors or another team. Shams does go on to say that through negotiations between Mike Dunleavy Jr. and Turner from July to September, goes to ultimately increase its offer by a total of $8 million in the 2-year framework and guaranteed approximately $15 million more than his qualifying offer would have been for this season. Kuminga chose his 2-year deal over the 3-year $75 million deal so he can maintain a higher level of control over his immediate future. The Warriors never wavered on team option frameworks. Now both sides understand the likelihood of exploring trades from Kuminga when Kuminga is eligible in January. So it's going to be after January 15th is when Golden State can end up trading Jonathan Kuminga. He's going to be on a good salary too, that they can trade him for if they feel like they need a piece or something, whatever reason it is, then they can go ahead and make a trade. So I really like this. In the end, the Warriors win this one up to me easily. I think they should be able to trade him. And the qualifying offer basically would have said, oh, well, we could trade you, but where do you want to go? Because now the Warriors have that ability to basically trade him wherever they want to. And so, it took this long. But in the end, Jonathan Kuminga and Aaron Turner were trying to just, I guess play it out to see if the Warriors would change anything. And obviously they didn't. That's what a good front office should do, right? Just because the players trying to, do something, they just stood on ground, didn't change it. And in the end, I think the Warriors really win this one. Shout out to the front office to get this one done. Obviously, again, the timing sucks because it's like, come on, man, it's been happening for months now. But other than that, I think this is fantastic by the Warriors to get what exactly they wanted here. In the end, I think both sides are happy now. As Kuminga gets a little bit of a raise here, and again, the contract can basically get ripped apart and renegotiated next year, just like Shams said in his report. So, that's pretty much all I have to say. But Jonathan Kuminga back with the Golden State Warriors, should be practicing tomorrow. Flew in today from wherever he's been. at. So that should be good news there for sure. There. And then let's see, other news, is Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton also officially signed with the Warriors as well. Now, the deal for that is it's the Al Horford's a 2-year, $12 million deal as a second-year player option after the first year. And so he's going to start at center. And he had his press conference today. He basically said that, if he was going to leave Boston, this is where he wanted to be. Basically saying, this is how good the Warriors organization is. They're doing the right things. He didn't say that, but I feel like that's what he kind of meant. And he actually said that he never thought about retirement either. So glad to see Al Horford is officially with the Warriors. Then you've got DeAnthony Melton, 2-year, $6.5 million, $3.0 million cap hit in year 1, 2-year minimum contract for Melton. And so, DeAnthony Melton, he's glad to be back as well. No hard feelings about the, injury that he sustained, 6 games in the year last year. Appreciate you, Throwback. Thanks for joining that like button. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, I think this is great for the Warriors. DeAnthony Melton back. I mean, the biggest thing is the health, because that has been the biggest gripe of his career. The biggest issue of his career has been his health. He's not been able to stay healthy. But it was 6 games only, but we signed that limited amount of games. What he has the ability to do, with this Golden State Warriors team, defensively, offensively, great veteran to have on the floor for Golden State. I think he's going to start, especially just because it was working before. Again, the Warriors, I think, will try it out. If it continues to work. Now, it is going to be interesting because you also have Jimmy Butler now. Back last year when Melton was here, you didn't have Jimmy Butler, didn't have Al Horford on the team. So I think this is going to be great, though, to have, GP2 as well back on a 1-year veteran minimum $2.3 million cap hit. Good veteran, good defender. A lot of guards on this team, so I'm interested to see what happens there because Seth Curry was signed an Exhibit 9 deal just because the Warriors are very close to the second apron. So they're going to have to cut him. And then after, I think November 13th, they can sign him back. And basically, money-wise, it's better. They don't have an issue. But they wanted to have Seth Curry in camp. So at least, until the season starts, at least he can try to get as comfortable as he can. And, gets to practice with his brother, Steph Curry, So, this is the real Splash Bros, I will say. Bros, Steph Curry, Seth Curry. So I really like this just for the vibes. Again, a lot of guards on this team, so I'm interested to see what that's really going to look like for Golden State here with this kind of logjam at the guard position. But a good three-point shooter. There's something that he's like the second best three-point percentage or something. But yeah, game on Sunday. Throwback says up against the Los Angeles Lakers. And so that's going to be fun. Interested to see who actually plays. Probably going to see, guys like Will Richards, Moses Moody. I don't know about Kuminga just because, obviously he, missed. Training camp just started, but, he's been away. But I know he's been working out because we've all seen those videos as well. But, yeah, my thoughts on Jonathan Kuminga back. I said they're going to end up trading him, I believe, near the trade deadline or at least right after that date, the January 15th or whatever. In the end, the Warriors won this deal, in my opinion, especially contract-wise. Let's see if a trade happens. What do they end up getting? For Jonathan Kuminga. So there's kind of going to be, 2 things. Right now, it's a win. Later on, will it be a win? We'll see. But yeah, those were my thoughts. I thought, Warriors clearly won this deal, in my opinion. and in the end get what they want. And then Al Horford gonna block LeBron James. Can't wait. Yep, I think he's gonna help Quinton Post a lot, just like I talked about a few days ago with Brandon on this show. That having Al Horford is going to help Quinton Post because Quinton Post has the ability to shoot the three as well, stretch the floor. Now you have two guys that are similar, where obviously Post is having to still improve his game, but having a guy like Al Horford should only help. Quinton Post improve his game, especially on the rebounding side of things. Defensively, that's where something Quinton Post had said during the media day that he wants to improve at. So again, Warriors signed Jonathan Kuminga, 2-year, $46.8 million, 15% traded kicker and team option. And then Al for 2-year, $12 million with a player option. DeAnthony Melton, 2 years, $6.5 million. And then Gary Payton, the second 1-year minimum, $2.3 million cap it. And Seth Curry going to be on a camp deal, the E9 camp deal again. Exhibition 9 camp deal. But again, you should be bringing him back in November. To be able to fill up that last spot. But at least they wanted to have him in camp, like I said. So I think Warriors have done a pretty solid job of building this roster. Again, other than how long it took. But in the end, we knew these guys were the guys that they were going to sign. It was just, when is it going to happen? When is it going to be official? And it's now been official. So great to see that take place. Really amazing. And let me know how you feel about this roster, 49ers Direct. Hopefully our rookies pan out. We'll see with Will Richards. Yeah, Alex Tui and Will Richards. I think that's one thing where Mike Dunleavy, I think, has done a pretty good job in terms of going after guys he feels like that are a little bit more ready now. Alex Tui, I think, is going to be a little bit more of your developmental player, which is fine because I think a guy like Will Richards could be, ready sooner. He played at the college level, with Florida, has that championship NCAA pedigree and experience. And so I think, obviously, college is different than the NBA, but I think that experience can help him somewhat in the NBA. And so I think Will Richards, again, we'll see. Now, I don't know how much playing time he's really going to be getting. His rookie year, maybe if he's showing something during the preseason or even in camp, maybe all of a sudden he's in the rotation or something, coming in as a bench guy. So we'll see. But I expect him and, Tui to mostly be in the G League with the Santa Cruz Warriors. And so, yeah, I think this team is very nice, depth-wise. You've got Curry, Melton, Pajemski, Seth Curry, Pat Spencer on the two-way deal. You got Jackson Rowe on a two-way deal. Alex Tui on a two-way deal. You've got Jonathan Kuminga, Jimmy Butler, obviously Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Al Horford, Quinton Post, Jake Jackson Davis. Let's see who else am I missing. Moses Moody. So yeah, I feel like I might be missing one more. Let's see. Pull up the roster. All right, so yeah, Steph Curry, Brandon Pajemski, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Al Horford, DeAnthony Melton, Buddy Hield. That is who I was forgetting. Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, Quinton Post, Seth Curry. Okay, Gary Payton II, forgot him. Alex Guy Santos, yes, forgot him. So it was Guy Santos, Gary Payton II, and I guess Guy Santos, I'd forgotten to say. So yeah, that is going to be your roster. But yeah, I am happy with this team, man. I think good depth, and that's what they need, with this one. So really nice to see this team to be that good for sure. But yeah, I think it's a very nice team. Excited to see what the training camp will we kind of hear out from there and especially the preseason, what that's going to look like. That should be very exciting for sure to see what the preseason ends up looking like. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, those are my overall thoughts. I just wanted to do kind of a quick one. I guess I could have done a video for this as well, but I thought I'd go live instead for this. So yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. Throwback says can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait too. I'm glad basketball is gonna be back, man. I've been rejuvenated. We're Niners fans too. It's been depressing with all these injuries. So Warriors, right when I was down about the Warriors, Niners were, at least other than injuries, kind of like felt decent. And now the Niners just like, come on, man, Warriors, rejuvenate us. So I really like that. Kuminga better ball out. Yeah, I hope so, man. Also to help with, if they're really going to trade him. So, see, Warriors made your day. Yes, sir, man. Warriors definitely made my day, man. The vibes are definitely higher than they were before. So, again, very excited to see how this team looks. A lot of depth. Interested to see how Steve Kerr plays these guys. Last year when they had Melton and stuff, they were going 9-10 deep. I don't know if they're going to do that this year. We'll see. Probably. It's going to be adjustments. They'll try things out. But, yeah, very nice. I think, obviously, this team's very old, but I like some of these young pieces again, like Pajemski. Jonathan Kuminga. We'll see what he's able to really do, with this role. Because remember, when Jimmy Butler got here, he didn't really have much of a role. So will Steve Kerr actually really play him, give him those minutes? Quinton Post, right? Trace Jackson Davis, I don't expect him to be getting too many minutes, to be honest, which I kind of feel bad for him because, like, after year one, like, he looked good, and then after that, he hasn't really had that opportunity as much because now he's down on the depth chart. But it is what it is. Obviously you still want that depth, and that's what the Warriors have here. So I really like this team again, but we'll see what it looks like. Excited for this. Just like Throwback says, he can't wait either. So we'll see, guys. But we'll be here, man. Hopefully trying to talk a little bit about the preseason game as well on Sunday. We'll see. Definitely we'll try to make, some regular season reaction videos and stuff. Maybe doing like weekly recaps because it's going to be tough to do videos every day. But, for big news, we'll definitely try to pump out content there. But yeah, thank you for tuning on in, 49ers Throwback, and anybody else. Hit that like button, hit that red subscribe, and turn that notification bell on as we try to grow this channel back up and, be live again for the season. So the only thing is I hope you stay healthy, and I agree, man. Knocking on wood. Let's stay healthy, man. Peace out, and let's go Dubs.